Alright guys, Jack Uxa here, doing a fishing report for last week of October. It's warmed back up quite a bit. I'm still wearing my sweatshirt from this morning, but it's been pretty warm. It's going to be like that for a little while, and it'll probably be a little bit better if it was cooler outside, but I tell you what, we just got done with a good trip. Caught several nice keeper bass. We were fishing around here at Hardy Cove to the Glaze Arm, more or less, and just had a good trip. We started off with topwaters. That was a little bit of a disappointment, but I kind of gave up on that a little on the fast side. I'm sure that probably would have continued to catch fish, but it just wasn't really that cold, crisp morning that the topwater bite really shines with. But we started catching them on a plastic worm, pretty good. Probably had 10 keepers this morning. One 5-pounder. Did catch some fish on crankbait too. I'm going to show you my plastic worm we were throwing today. It was a Crocodigator shaky head, 5/16 ounce with a Bass Pro Shops Sticko, black and blue, 17-pound test fluorocarbon. Pretty much a standard for Lake of the Ozarks. Tell you what, this thing caught them today, and it catches them just about every day, and as long as it's somewhat warm outside. We were fishing docks, and trying to work as much shade as we could, particularly later on in the afternoon. We weren't getting as many bites as we were this morning. This morning it was pretty easy to get bites. It did get a little bit harder as the day went on, but we actually caught a little bit better fish too because of that shade. Had a good bite on crankbaits too. Throwing a couple different kinds of crankbaits. And I'm not a crankbait guy. I'm so much more of a worm dragger or jig fisherman than a crankbait thrower or spinnerbait guy. But I've got a spinnerbait out here too. Kind of a clear day, clear water kind of spinnerbait. Where we're throwing these things in the back part of the coves, the shad are really thick back there. You can pretty much walk on top of them. And another thing is these bass are doing somersaults right in front of you. They're getting on that kind of pattern right now. They're actually not that easy to catch back there. You've got to really make them react to your bait. So if they can look at it for too long, it doesn't work. If you've run a crankbait by them really quick or a spinnerbait down below them, that will work. But we eventually went back out to the little bit deeper water today just because the quality was out there, and those fish back there in the back of the coves are just a little frustrating. They are back there in big numbers, but it doesn't mean they're necessarily easy to catch when they've got that much food around them. Out towards the main lake points with the docks, there's not nearly as many shad over there. Water's pretty off-colored for Lake of the Ozarks for this time of year. We are seeing a fair amount of water being generated through the dams. Maybe that's part of it, but I could tell you that the turnover is still somewhat of a factor, even though we're catching them pretty good now. That water being off color, that pea soup color, is definitely still there. But who cares as long as you're catching them? You know, there's been some times earlier in this month where it was tough, particularly on this part of the lake. That lower end was still doing really well. Well, I bet you now we're going to start to see that lower end get tough, and now this part of the lake is doing really well. We had at least 10 keepers today and a handful of shorts. Probably would have went 16 pounds. Well, probably more than that. But we were throwing them all back anyway. So, but it's good fishing right now. Take advantage of this weather. There's not too many more days. A couple weeks from now, you never know what the weather's going to be like. So take advantage of it right now. There's a string of days that are going to be 75 degrees or so. You know, 6 weeks from now, it's certainly not going to be 75 degrees or so.
Yeah.
You've got a variety of baits that you can run with. The topwater deal first thing in the morning, where you're throwing a whopper plopper, a Zara spook, a little pop bar. All of those baits can work really good in the morning, particularly on your cold mornings. There's a good shaky head bite right now, black and blue worm. That's kind of interchangeable. If it's warm, I'm throwing the worm. If it's cold, I'm throwing a jig. I'm fishing docks near the points. And then there's this whole shallow back flat kind of area where all the shad are. And that's where you're throwing those reaction baits, like your spinner baits and your buzz baits, and crankbaits primarily. Good time to get out there, take advantage of it. We'll see you on the water.
Yep. Thank you, Jack. And if you're a full-time fishing guide down here at Lake of the Ozarks, and if people want to come down and book you, should they just check out your website?
Yeah, I'm taking some time off to go kill Bambi. But here, after that, I'll be glad to take anybody out.
Sounds good. Check it out, guys. Thank you.